Right. Today we are going, we're revisiting Battle Bay. That I used to have a series on where I made videos on my phone still. And, I still very much enjoy this game, despite the later clips in this video be suggesting otherwise. But over here we're warming up a little bit, getting ready for our ranked grind of this fortnight's season. So it's a new game mode. Well, I say new, it's not that new anymore, but it isn't an original game mode. It's a free-for-all game mode where it's basically just a 1v1 with 4 bots thrown in, which isn't what it was supposed to be, but, at this point, this community will take what it can get, because the updates have been not only lackluster, but also infrequent. So it's always good to see that they're at least trying, although sometimes the things that they do or say, or even the lack of things that they do or say, i.e. nothing, they don't do anything sometimes, it tells a different story more often than not. Now, after this game, I was feeling pretty good about myself here, so I decided that I would go in and queue ranked afterwards, which I did. But that turned out to probably be the worst decision I could make today, as you'll be able to tell during this next 9 odd minutes of gameplay. First off, we have this game where I died first, which admittedly was probably my fault in hindsight. However, the fact that we later lost that, or rather the game later told me that we had lost 5-0, meaning not a single one of the opposition had died by that point, as you could see there, it says something. It's really telling that my absence in the game really did not help anybody's cause. However, this is the next game, which also was very infuriating to play, partly down to the fact that, well, these fixes, they aren't so great. They tried, admittedly, but towards the end, and you'll see what I mean when we get there, they didn't. Well, we'll just wait until we get there, and then I will shed some more light on it. This is rather unfortunate. I need to learn to do that still, make it a habit. But this scuttle over here, it's really one-sided, because I've got nobody supporting me, because they're sitting behind the wall jerking each other off instead of actually playing the game. I love this game. There goes one. He wasn't really doing that much anyway. All of my weapons are betraying me today. And I'm also betraying them. and my teammates are also betraying me. It's a hellish cycle of infinite betrayal and poor aim and poor skill and poor communication. I say poor communication, but actually it's just a lack of communication whatsoever, and also a lack of knowing what to do in such a situation. I feel like just last season, all of these people in green were 2 entire leagues down from where they are now, because their items and their playstyle suggests that they have as much experience in this rank as time has passed in this game. In this particular match, even. Which is just really tragic because, well, the infamy bug, as it's known now, has been out for so long, and I'm still yet to see any action being taken on it. And here, this is what I mentioned before, I'm being given a low taper fade over here, and my guys are over here healing each other off without success whatsoever. As you can see, they ended up losing, which was absolutely enchanting to watch. Absolutely no support whatsoever from the one time that I get actually maybe potentially competent fixers in a game, and they turn out just not to be such. This game, well, we did end up winning this game, but it was no less frustrating than all of the other ones, as you'll be able to see shortly. There's no coherence in this team. There's no real directive to what anyone is trying to do. It's a bit of a back and forth, which tends to be the case in higher ranked matches, however not as backed up as this, arguably, and also with more accuracy in shots. I'm on my A level today, as you can clearly tell, which is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There's no drive to kill anyone, which without context would be a nice thing, but this is a game where the entire objective is to actually do some killing, and none of that is happening. I guarantee if Mr. I don't even know how to say that, didn't have his railgun reloaded, he wouldn't have hit a shot with any other of his weapons. It was literally right there. He didn't have to lead on it, do anything whatsoever. This last bit is, well, I'd say they got rather fortunate that the last 2 people panicked, because, well, you know, they absolutely just appalling performance all around from everyone and everything. This one particularly is... This one... I couldn't bring myself to open another game after this one. Primarily, the first reason being this matchmaking. Two of the most brain-dead players I've seen in weeks. Not because they're enforcers, but because they don't know how to play enforcer. And one of them, well, they have 4,000 HP, which you're getting 2-tapped immediately. And this guy over here, to my left now, is, well, he's been completely eviscerated already. I just shanked. Is taking 3 business days to even make it to the battlefield. So that's absolutely marvelous. There are two people on our team now, each one tap, and yet there's no motion. There's no motion. Nothing is happening. There's no effort to actually get rid of any of the other people, which, may I add, is the most stacked opponents I think we've seen today. We have two less than incompetent fixers. They somewhat know what they're doing, and the other guys, well, they're really not. They're really not all that, to be honest. But the fact that they actually somehow managed to coordinate their attacks in the very slightest, which is already a step up from our team, is already giving them the edge, which ultimately cost us the match, because there's nothing anyone can do anymore, because we're all on very low health now, and if anyone were to try and make a move, nobody would follow them, and they would ultimately just get destroyed. And then there would just be 3 people left, all on very low HP, who would just get completely destroyed, even faster than if there were 4. There goes 1, and there goes 2. Like, how do you even? I can't even begin to describe how infuriating it is to see someone succumb to the napalm bomb. It's just, I can't with these people. I cannot compete. I do not know why I even put up with this game still. I do not know why the developers are so negligent of their amazing experience. Used to be amazing experience, because now it isn't anymore. It's probably the most disappointing experience I've ever had playing a video game, seeing something that used to be so great that you'll just have to take my word for, turn into something that would be better off just being completely liquidated, so that people still hanging on are not being fed constant false promises. The most abysmal job of upholding a game I've ever seen in my life.